In this video, we're going to talk about a feature that, God willing, will be released along with a set of other features. We will talk about something called the Database Cleaner. You will find this feature inside Integration. Under Database Issues, we have the Database Cleaner. The difference between the home page and Integration interacts directly with the database. So this is the option called Database Cleaner. What happens? What happens is that when you are working on your database, the size of the database increases. As we can see here, this database is almost 1.5 gigabytes. Even though the database might only have 1 or 2 projects in it, its size is still large, and this puts a load on Primavera, and it makes the program somewhat slow while you're working. Also, if you want to send your database to someone else, its size will be large. So that's why we use the Database Cleaner. The purpose of the Database Cleaner is to remove the data you don't need or that is unnecessary in the database, which greatly reduces its size. For example, here it tells you to select your database. You click Browse and select the database. Then we have 2 options. What does the first option do? It creates a backup, or it takes a copy of the database and works on the copy, so it leaves the original as it is, but it takes a backup or a copy from it and works on this copy. The second option, it takes a backup of the current version you selected, which is the MDB 27, but it works on this same version. The backup is left as it is, and it works on this same version. So what's the difference between the two? The idea is if this version already exists and you are already connected to it in Primavera, then you don't want to reconnect to the new database. So you can use this option or this option, depending on which is easier for you. If you use this option, the output or the copy that was made will require you to connect to it again from Primavera, so you might want to choose this option. After that, if you want to remove the unused calendars, you can enable this option or leave it disabled. If you have a calendar that you don't use, and you end up with a lot of calendars existing in Primavera, and you want the tool to remove them, then check here. If you don't want to remove them, that's fine. Just uncheck it. For resources as well, if you're importing a lot of data and you want to remove the resources that are not assigned to your projects, then the tool will remove them for you, or you can leave all the resources as they are as you wish. Here, if you want to send your database to someone, it contains, of course, user-defined fields, activity codes. It contains the global changes you've made, but you want to delete all the projects you have, then you select Delete All Projects. You can also choose here to remove the WPS and APS. If you check these options, it will delete the projects for you, which is why it's highlighted in red, so be careful with this option. Or if you want to delete a specific project, you start by selecting the projects, and you can delete specific projects. Normally, we don't need to do this unless, as I told you, you want to send this database to someone without the projects. You just want to send the user-defined field, global change, and things like that. You want to send it to someone with a smaller file size. I want to tell you that if you enable these options, the file size could reach about 40, 50 megabytes at most. But in our case, we're just going to do cleaning, meaning we want the database as it is, and we'll do a clean. Let's take a copy of it so we can compare the two. But all you need to do is select this option and do an analysis. So you'll select the database, make sure you've checked this option, and the other options are optional. Then click Run Analysis and Clean. Of course, this process might take a little time. I think it could even take up to 4 minutes, depending on the size of your database. Because the first thing it does is take a copy of it, a backup. Secondly, it does a quick check on the database. So if there are any issues in the database, it fixes them for you while it's cleaning, and that's a good thing. If you have a database with a problem, it might fix some of the issues inside it. And after it finishes, it does another recheck to make sure there were no problems in the database. Of course, now it's done. It told you that the file size before cleaning was 2.6 gigabytes, and after cleaning it became 1.5 gigabytes. And of course, that's a big difference. That 1.5 gigabytes is already the projects that will remain on your system. And it will create a new file for you. This is the original file, and this is the new file, named MDB27 cleaned, and it will add today's date for you. If you chose the first option, you'll have to open Primavera and then connect to this database. You start to open it. Of course, it will open for you with the new size gigabytes, meaning you basically removed about 1.5 gigabytes from the database. This was putting a load on Primavera. If you, sometimes for some people, it can even reach 5, 6, or 7 gigabytes. So you'll find that the database opens without any issues and your projects are there.